Happy Easter to you all. Welcome to Until My Batteries Expire. We just finished Holy Week here in the Philippines, which includes a 4 day holiday break so people can reflect on spiritual matters and do some traveling. Um, this holiday gave me a bit of time to handle some backlog, which I am thankful for. However, something new came up during Holy Week, which I felt was worth talking about. Let's get down to it. Coincidentally, the video game Honkai Star Rail celebrated its first anniversary on the same dates as Holy Week. Multiple anniversary events took place in different parts of the world, with the Philippines joining in the celebration. The Philippine partners for Hoyoverse organized a free gathering at SM Mall of Asia's seaside area for Saturday, March 30th. That's supposed to run from 3 to 10 p.m. Now, the Philippines has had several offline Hoyoverse events, events where you can attend in person, mingle with fellow fans of the Hoyoverse games, and pick up exclusive goodies. Well, what happened for Honkai Star Rail's official anniversary event in the Philippines was very much a departure from previous official Hoyoverse events in the country in terms of the presentation. And I'm putting that mildly. Those who attended the event reported about 1,000 fans were at the venue, which was outdoors along the seaside walking area behind Mall of Asia. Fans began arriving at Seaside hours before the official start of the event, so they would have a better chance to get the exclusive giveaways, which were in limited supply. They queued up under the open sky in weather that is mid to high 30 degrees Celsius. The only place to find shade from the sun is inside the restaurants at Seaside. Eventually, a few Hoyoverse staff appeared. They distributed exclusive freebies to attendees and gave commemorative coins to people who attended the event dressed up as Honkai Star Rail characters. And that was it. 350 people received the exclusives. The rest went home empty-handed. Aside from the announced 3 to 10 p.m. time frame for the event, there was no schedule of activities for the anniversary. No performances. No cosplay contest. No program. There wasn't even any display or signage to indicate that there was a Honkai Star Rail event going on at Seaside. Hoyoverse produced a video commercial hyping their anniversary event, and the local organizers produced something that did not live up to the hype in any way, shape, or form. People stood in line for hours under the merciless heat of Black Saturday. A few Hoyoverse staff showed up, gave away stuff to 350 lucky souls, and that was it. An event scheduled to run until 10 p.m. was pretty much done well before sunset. And by the estimates of those who were there, Seaside had a queue of about 1,000 for the anniversary event. Filipinos swarmed the official Honkai Star Rail Facebook page to vent on their collectively awful experience at this event. Pics and video from Star Rail anniversary events in other countries had those presentations looking infinitely better than what the Philippine audience had to endure on Black Saturday. Samples of the unanimously negative feedback include, and I quote, 350 freebies for your Filipino fan base? I hope you guys know that while we cannot compete in terms of sales of the game, you guys have a big following in the Philippines. Super disappointed with how things went down. Went there around 1 p.m. Stayed there for 3 hours just to get nothing. We would have appreciated it if there was at least a merch booth. Wait, there was an event? There's no stalls or booth. Even the organizers were absent around the vicinity. I hear people were there as early as 6 a.m., only to not even know where the start and end of the line was in the blistering summer heat, where there is barely any shade. There didn't seem to be any sign that the event would extend to 10 p.m. because the guards themselves were driving people away because they had no tickets. This is already the nth event you had in the Philippines, and you still haven't figured out how many people desperately flock to your events? Bro, that's not even an event. It's just merchandise distribution, and the amount of tickets is not even the same with the merchandise. I wasted 4 hours of my life for this. How can a major video game with a large Filipino fan base not even properly present their anniversary event to the Philippine audience? It's not as if the Hoyoverse Philippine office aren't aware of the size of their fan base in this country. They have ran several offline events in the Philippines for Star Rail. They have seen the crowds. But in the end, the Philippines' anniversary event for Star Rail wasn't even decent enough to be considered half-assed. If anything, it seemed like the event was approved at the last minute. It seemed like the organizers originally had no plan to do this event, then decided to run the event. But it's so badly executed that it would have been better if they hadn't ran this event in the first place. There were folks who endured this event and were left comparing it to Conquest 2023 in terms of how terrible the execution was. The organizers sabotaged their own credibility. It would be fascinating to find out what were the internal decisions that led to the anniversary event becoming a total dud that exposed how unprepared and how little of a shit the organizers actually gave for Honkai Star Rail's fans. People waited hours under the blistering heat, and almost all except for 350 people went home empty-handed. Some fans did what they could to make the most out of a shitty situation, but the official organizers absolutely dropped the ball on this. I feel bad for the fans who attended Heatstroke Star Rail. They deserved better.